to another episode of Roll Up a Poet. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Alright, I want to tell y'all a story about my little homie Dre. Yeah, this is my baby. Rest in peace, Dre. This happened back in 2013. He got killed by an off-duty cop. Alright, so here go the story. I'm going to make this real short, but I got to get it out there. Maybe it could raise some awareness to some of you young guys. Maybe it don't, but I'm going to go ahead and put this out here. So, back in 2011, Dre was a couple of years younger than me. So he always was trying to hang around me. He looked up to me, always wanted to be with me and my crew, all that. He was just too young. So fast forward to tape, it was 2011. I think he was like, 15, 16 at the time. So yeah, something like that. And he wanted to hang. So I ain't even gonna lie, I let him hang with me, you know. I took him on a couple of runs because I had all these cars back then. You know, I ain't just started doing this car shit a couple years ago. I've been doing this my whole life, you know. So he always wanted to know how I was getting all these cars and doing what the fuck I was doing. So I took him on a couple of leaks and showed him, like, this is the fuck I be on. I be robbing shit, all that. So I took him on the leaks. I took him on like 3 leaks. Man, he got addicted to the shit. And he was on it, you know. And maybe a month or 2 after I started taking him on hits, I ended up getting shot the fuck up. So when I got shot up, I came back to the block. And I told him, I was like, look, man, I'm out the game. I'm done with that shit, dog. I almost died. You know what I'm saying? He like, straight up, he like, all right, we done with that. We ain't fucking with that no more, blah, 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 blah. Like, yeah, it's a wrap. 7 days later, I got locked up, you know. So now I'm gone. And I got proof of this too, letters and all. Me and him was writing each other back and forth while I was in jail. Even from jail to going to prison and everything, he was writing me and all that. He was writing me and telling me how good he was doing. He got out the streets. He seen, you know, the rabbit hole I went down, and, you know, he didn't want to end up like that, getting shot or none of that. So he basically was saying he was done, you know. And basically I helped him change his life, which I showed him some bad shit, but I also showed him not to continue on with it, you know. Get in, get out, be done with it. So he was talking good and everything, and, you know, I was proud of him. I'm like, cool, my homie got his life together, you know. So this is 2 years later. It's 2013 now. And one of my homies, he had wrote me a letter. He was like, hey, man, you know, when you get a chance, call me. I'm like, all right, because, you know, in prison, you know, can't nobody call you. You got to call them. So they'd shoot you a message or something and say, hey, call me. You know, I need to kick it with you. So I called him. I'm like, yeah, what's up, you know? He like, man, Dre out here going crazy. I'm like, what you mean? By this time, Dre was like 17, going on 18. Yeah, I think it was like right before his 18th birthday. So he like, yeah, man, he out here going crazy. He got all these cars. He be switching cars every month. This nigga keep a bankroll of cash on him. He just doing the motherfucking thing. What is he doing? I'm like, shit, he told me he was in school, he working, he doing good. My man's like, nah, bro, that ain't what he doing. You know, he doing something, but that ain't it, you know. So I'm like, straight up, I'm like, man, I don't know, you know, he said he doing good, blah, blah, blah. So I left it at that. Literally about 2 weeks after that, I called home, and my people was telling me that it was a lot of people on the block, and they didn't know what was going on. So I called one of the homies. I'm like, what's going on? Why everybody on the block? What's up? He like, man, Dre got killed. What? Hell nah. He was just writing me and shit. And nah, I couldn't believe that. you know. And this is my little homie from the block. I watched him grow up as a little baby and all, you know, to a grown, damn near a grown man in his teenage years, you know. And they said he got killed. I'm like, what happened, you know? They're like, man, he was trying to rob an off-duty cop, and the cop smoked his ass. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. So story is him and his homeboys, they was tailing this Charger, and they plan was to carjack the guy for his car. But he was riding up the street, you know, like he wouldn't like stop at a light and shit. So they just kept following him. Well, come to find out, the guy in the car was an undercover cop. He knew that they was following him. So that's why he wasn't stopping at no lights or nothing. He took them all the way to his house. When he got to the house, the windows were tinted up, so they couldn't see in the car. So basically, when they got him to the house, my homie jumped out the car, ran up on him, threw his gun in the driver window, you know, threw it up to the window, trying to tell him to get out the car. But dude wouldn't budge, you know. So Dre ended up shooting in the car to shoot him, and he missed the damn shot. So the off-duty cop upped his gun and shot Dre back, shot him in his forehead, boom, dropped his ass. He died right there on the scene. All his boys took off and ran and shit, left him, all that. It was bad. So that's how he came to his end, you know. And come to find out, the craziest part about it is one of my homies from my crew, he actually worked out with the damn undercover cop. He know the undercover cop. So the undercover cop told him the whole story. This is how we knew what actually happened, you know. So the undercover cop was telling him, like, hey, look, I don't want no problems with your boy V. Talking about me. I was in prison, you know. And dude knew who I was. I ain't still to this day. And that happened back in 2013. Still to this day, I do not know who this cop was, you know. But the cop told my homie, he like, look, man, I don't want no problems with you, V, none of that. I know V don't be playing with the whoop. He like, look, let me tell you the real story. So that was the story he gave to my man, because he didn't want me coming out on no shit, you know. By the time I got out, like, look, man, I ain't on that and I ain't tripping. He got himself killed, you know. I mean, that was my little homie and everything, but he did that to himself. He lied to me. He said that he was doing good. He wasn't fucking around, you know. So we just had to chalk that L up. Listen, black men, you do not have to avenge nobody's death. It's pointless. Whoever you kill for your loved one is not going to bring your loved one back. And then when you out here doing it, you got to think about the risk that you taking. You risking your own life trying to take somebody else's life. Just because you got a gun and you got a plan to go kill somebody, that don't mean that's how it's going to happen. That's how my homie got killed. He had a gun and a plan. He just knew he was going to take this nigga car, and this nigga ended up killing him. You got to think smarter out here, man. Don't do nothing to put yourself in a tight situation, because that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to be in a tight situation. And then you leaving your loved one behind to try and avenge your death, when all it's doing is killing more birds with one stone. It's pointless, man. Somebody get themselves killed, let it be, dog. Especially when they lied to you and told you they've been doing good and they ain't on none of that no more. Those are very dangerous people. Even though Dre was my homie, but he was dangerous for lying to me like that when he didn't have to lie to me at all, but he did. Listen, man. You in the streets, get out. The streets is over. That shit done, way done. It's over. Let it go. It's been another episode of Roll Up a Pull Up, so get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.